but it's funny you talk about auditioning and stuff. Because now it's all, and you mentioned YouTube. It's all YouTube now.
Oh, absolutely. It has nothing to do with comedy. It has nothing to do with it. But I'm not. I mean, if that's how it works, then that's how it works.
Oh, all right. That's
I mean, that's the way I look at it. Like Dane Cook, everybody was all pissed that he made. He's not that funny. He steals jokes. He does it. I'm like, yeah, but the guy's selling out everywhere he goes, and because he did it with MySpace.
Yeah,
so I mean, like you know, more power to him. What the hell, you know? But I mean, that's all it is. Is if you can.
So it's just a different way.
Yeah, you're getting your shit out. You know, people are, like I have so many. Tony, I was at work and my boss was like, "You got to see this guy. He's freaking hysterical." It's like, all right, and it's Vic DiPotato. I'm like, "Oh, that's Vic DiPotato." Just as soon as his face came up.
Yeah, sure.
You know this guy? I'm like, yeah. I spent a week with him in Vegas, doing shows. You worked with this guy? This guy's hysterical. And he's, off and going. Now, Vic, I love. I've known Vic for years. And like, but I mean, more power to him.
Bread and milk.
Bread and milk.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, whatever works. You know what I mean? So, I mean, and he is so thankful for what happened to him and all that other stuff. So that's great. I think it's great, so.
But do you worry, or I don't know about worry, but do you think guys are, because they make videos, that they're not honing the craft of stand up?
That's a good question. I mean,
and don't get
am
me
I
wrong,
honing it? I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, stand-up changes.
Well, you are honing it.
Well, but I mean, stand-up has changed. You know what I mean? Like, it used to be, joke. Then it was, like, then Pryor came in and, like, Carlin and stuff like that. And, that's how they did it. They were doing jokes. They were wearing a suit and tie, and then they changed and they brought it comedy a different way. So this might just be a different way of doing it. I don't know, what I think is funny and what they think is funny is,
Yeah, true.
It's never been that way.
The advantage is that they have built-in audience. So if I build a YouTube audience, or like Dan Cook, already have 1 million people that are following me, and then I go on stage and those people show up, and they like me already, I already did half the work.
Right. Well, I mean, a lot of them, Tom Jones put it the best, believe it or not. I don't know how that I'm bringing this up, but Tom Jones said that he felt sorry for people who won on America's Got Talent because they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Right.
They're going from singing in their yard to going in stadiums into Coliseum, singing at the Nassau Coliseum.
Right.
And he goes, I used to do shows for World War I vets, and I had to sing songs they wanted. To have them like me. And once they liked me, I was able to do Elvis. I was able to do the songs I wanted to do. And I learned how to work a crowd. I could tell when I can do it, when I can't do it. He goes, these guys are just being thrown out there. Yeah, you're making money, but other people are making more money on top of that, whatever. Right. Whatever, whoever is making money. You get an agent, but like Tom Jones said, you gotta pay your dues. You got to know what the hell.
That's exactly it.
You got to how to pay your dues, and that's what's happened with people at YouTube is that they become, like let's put it this way: if Anthony Rodia, very funny guy, all this other stuff. If it was Tim Gage or Anthony Rodia to close the show, it's going to be Anthony Rodia because he can bring people in through the door, and that's how it works.
Sure, of course.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's more power to him. But I mean, like that's how it works. So that's how it is. I don't want to go on. I mean, I was years ago when I had a video camera. I was going to do it. My son was 10, and I was going to do me driving with my son, my gangster son. Next to me, and his friend coming up to me and talking to me, and my son dealing drugs to other people while I'm talking to his friend, like, oh yeah, I know him, and my other son's like just going like this, like I don't know what it would have been like in in 2000 when I was thinking of it, people would have been like, what the fuck is this guy doing? He's having his kid selling drugs in his car, and like, you ready to go, son? Yeah, I'm ready, Dad.
You're like, no, it's funny.
Yeah, but it's funny, But I mean, like, I never did that, you know what I mean? So I mean, like, but I mean, I've had thoughts of stuff, but I mean, that's where it's going, and that's what people are doing. They're trying to make videos. They're trying to get people to follow them.
Well, and Rodia's the exception, and he's a smart guy, and his stand-up is great. But there are a lot of these guys that do. They're now doing videos, and they're not honing the. I mean, maybe it's the new normal,
tough.
but
it's tough because they're going to have to get somebody, like they got to do 45 minutes or an hour of stuff to keep a crowd going, and you got to have it. If you don't have it, then you better bring some funny people on the show, and you come out and do a half hour or 20 minutes.
Sure, right.
Yeah. And
thank
now,
you, and
YouTube's
everything.
Getting saturated now too.
Say what?
There's so many. YouTube is getting.
Oh yeah.
There's so many, like even podcasts and stuff like that. There's so many out there that just it's saturated. It reminds me of the '80s boom when there was just so many TV shows and comedy. Hey, it's A&E Comedy Hour. And
this one.
And then there was too much, and it did the opposite of what you wanted to do for comedy.
It does. I mean, that's what I'm saying. The big change is coming.
Yeah.
What it's going to be, I don't know. It could be, videos like you said, or people, following this guy. And there are some talented people on the video. There is no doubt about it. Anthony Rodia, and there's another guy in Staten Island that I work with, really great kid, and I think that, he's got some really great stuff online. But I mean, if that's how it works, then that's how it's going to work. I mean,
it's like holding back a tidal wave. You're not going to be able to.
Yeah,
but keying in on a niche too. Like if you have a niche market, like Rodia, the Italian people really gravitate towards him. Is that how important is that, or do you want a full encompassing audience, or do you want the niche audience?
Well, that's you want the one that's going to bring you money.
Right.
When it comes to that, it's what's going to bring you money. But I mean, like my boss really could relate to Vic DiBitetto. I mean, just his uncles and, the way he grew up, and, his father was from Italy, and just, like he could Vic just hit it on the head with everything that he does. And his screaming and yelling and all that other stuff.
That's the thing. The Italian audience, they're loyal, man. I mean, they did it with Sebastian. They do it with Vic. They do it
now
with
that they're not Italian anymore, it's they.
Right. Well,
now that we're not Italian
about
anymore.
A month ago, we'd be like, us Italian.
We stick together.
Now the French-Irish guy over here.
I was once amongst that tribe, and they were very nice human beings. They love comedy.
I do know what you mean, though. Like, it was a few weeks ago, and it was governors had, they had the patio, they have the big stage here, and one of the people here it was a YouTuber, and like just me walking by, and he just looked so lost in the green room, like he'd never been in a green room.
It's intimidating.
And I was just kind of feeling for him, like I was like hoping he was going to be okay up there, but you could tell like he was not experienced.
So what did you do? What did you do for him?
I just gave him that look like, are you okay?
And then he cried in your arms.
Do you want to look at my birds?
Come on
in. Look at the birds in my lawn?
You know what the cardinal would have done.
Yeah, right. Yes, but that's the whole thing, is that, you're going to have to learn. And it's, like when I started, there was you had to know your place. If you pushed yourself, like I didn't run up to Joey Kohler and go, "Hey, I really think you're great."
Right.
I just waited to meet him alone. You know what I'm saying? And you got to know your place. And these guys have no idea where their place is. Yeah. I don't know where their place is. Right. I mean, I don't know who you are, and I don't, like I feel for him too, because you're going to be thrown into the with the lions.
Yeah.